Developmental tasks. These are the certain tasks that expected of every individual. According to Soundtrack, there are 8 stages of development, and these are prenatal, infancy, early childhood, middle and late childhood, adolescence, early adulthood, middle adulthood, and late adulthood. To have a further understanding, let's discuss the 8 stages of development. Prenatal period, from conception to birth. It involves tremendous growth from a single cell to an organism, complete with brain and behavioral capabilities. The development before birth is called gestation, and it takes place into 3 stages, which are germinal, embryonic, and fetal stage. Germinal stage happens when the sperm and egg cells meet to form a zygote. Second is embryonic stage. It happens after the germinal stage. It is 2 to 8 weeks after conception. The developing ball of cells is now called embryo. Third, fetal stage. 2 months to 7 months after conception. Bones and muscles forms and now called fetus. Infancy stage. Children under from birth to 2 years old are also known as a lap baby. They fully depend on their parents and guardians. There are 2 aspects in this stage. First, psychological aspect. In this stage, language development can be seen by the sounds they make from babbling, crying up to 1 or 2 words in which known as hollow phrases and telegraphic speech. Second, physiological aspect. In the early stage of an infant, physiological activities can be observed. The baby can lift their hands, stomach sucking, and reaching his or her feet and hands. At the later part, they can now crawl, stand, and balance. Moreover, infants are in the formative years of their lives. They are able to recognize who are the people that care for them. This is a concept of the attachment theory of John Bowley. Their behavior can be observed if the caregivers are around or not, and by their emotional attachment to objects, people, or events. It shows how infants respond to a certain situation. This is what we call the temperament and separation anxiety. Early childhood ages 3 to 5 years old like infants and toddlers. Preschoolers grow quickly both physically and cognitively. A short chubby toddler who can barely talk suddenly becomes a taller learner's child who talks incessantly. In early childhood, we have gross motor skills, locomotor, non-locomotor, and manipulative. First, locomotor skills. The children is going from one place to another. Example, walking, running, and climbing. Non-locomotor skills. The child stays in place. Example, bending, stretching, and turning. Last, manipulative skills. It involves projecting and receiving objects. Example, throwing, striking, and bouncing. Children at this age engage in a physical activity of drawing. According to Victor Lowenfeld, there are 3 stages of drawing. First is scribbling stage. That begins with a zigzag lines which later become circular markings. Second, pre-schematic stage. Drawing usually comprises of prominent head with basic elements. Third, schematic stage, where more elaborate scenes are depicted. However, in early childhood, there's a process by which children absorb the meaning of a new word after hearing it once or twice in a conversation. That is called fast mapping. Also in early childhood, there's a theory of mind, where children refers to individuals' thought about how mentally process work. Example, I forgot my doll, I want my ice cream. Children in early childhood loves to play. According to Mildred Parton, there are 8 stages of play. First, unoccupied play. Children are not playing but direct his or her attention on anything that interests him or her. Onlooker play. Children watch others play and are talking to them but is not involved. Solitary play. Playing with toys by themselves. Parallel play. Children play besides and not with each other. Associative play. Children play and interact with others, but no task assignment, rules, organization are agreed upon. Cooperative play. Children play with others bound upon by some agreed rules and roles.
Middle and late childhood, 6 to 12 years old. This is the stage where children move into expanding roles and environment. Also, a rapid development of motor skills and overall physical growth. Ages 6 and 8, significant improvements in fine motor skills and eye-hand coordinations are rolled. Then between 10 and 12 years, the frontal lobes become more developed and improvements in logic planning and memory are evident. Children in this age group might show more independence from parents, start to think about the future and more. Adolescents, 13 to 18 years old, begin with rapid physical changes such as dramatic gains in height and weight, changes in body contour, and the development of sexual characteristics such as enlargement of the breast, development of pubic hair, facial hair, and deepening the voice. In adolescence, pursuit of independence and identity are prominent. Thought is more logical, abstract, idealistic, and they spend more time outside of the family. Puberty is the onset of sexual maturity. Gonads, testes in males and ovaries in females. In males, testosterone is the growth of the testes and the scrotum. Penis and first pubic hair, the capacity for ejaculation or spermachy. The growth spurt, voice change, facial hair development or beard growth, and continuing growth of pubic hair. While in females, estrogen is the beginning of breast enlargement, the appearance of pubic hair, and the widening of the hips, a growth spurts, and first menstruations or menarche. According to James Marshall, there are 4 identity status in adolescence. Number 1 is the identity for closure. Identity for closure is a psychological term that describes one of the key steps young people experience in the process of finding a sense of self. Number 2 is the moratorium. Moratorium is the individual is exploring various choices but has not yet made a clear commitment to any of them. Number 3 is the identity achiever. Identity achiever is the adolescent fully find herself. Last, number 4 is the identity diffusions. The adolescents failing to find herself. Early adulthood, 19 to 29 years old. During the early adulthood stage, an individual reaches the maturations and responsibilities. This is the time when people choose their life paths and begin to walk independency. This stage is also considered the most stressful in the lifespan of human, when individuals experience major life transitions like leaving the parental home, beginning employment, and more. But Erickson believed that the main task of early adulthood was to establish intimate relationships that have honesty, closeness, and love. Middle adulthood, 30 to 60 years old. In this stage, it is the time to maintain career and take responsibilities in work and family, involve more in social interaction, assist and educate the next generation, and in this stage, physical changes start to occur, like aging, hair color, gain weight, slow growth of hair and nail, and menopause of the woman. Late adulthood, 60 and above. From the past we turn middle age until the time we pass away, we are regarded as being in late adulthood. This age group is expanding and has the longest developmental stage overall. 1 in 6 persons worldwide will be 60 or older by 2030. Here is the some developmental tasks in late adulthood. First is adjusting to decreasing strength and health, adjustment to new social rules, retirement, and the last developmental task is life review, where they're reminiscing what they are doing in their young age.